Hey guys, I've been getting a few comments and a lot of questions. No, I am not a black belt in any martial art, but I am a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. And I just wanted to kind of explain in this video why it's called Black Belt Musician and why my courses use these colored belt systems or colored strap systems. I see a real problem in the way that music is taught, and it just bothers me so much when I meet somebody who's been playing for years and they can't play with another person. Somebody will ask me, hey, can you play with my nephew? Man, he's so good. He plays this solo to Sweet Child of Mine. And I'll go and I'll sit with that guitar player and we go to play. They can't play with another person. They've spent all this time on this thing that was almost like an instant gratification, and everyone is telling them how good they are, but there's this insecurity there. They can't actually play a song or learn something on the fly. And so I'm just on this mission to make a course where people know what to learn in what order so they can achieve everything they want. There's no gaps in their playing. That's the worst, is when I meet somebody who they've been playing for years and they're like, oh man, I'm just still playing the same shit I was in high school. That sucks. I love playing music with people of all levels. And so when I sit down to play with someone and they don't have the fundamental skills, it kind of breaks my heart. And a lot of times these people have an ego to protect because they're shredding on these jam tracks in their room. They're like, I think I'm good. But what's really going on is they haven't really played live. They haven't played with another person. And so they get all locked up. If you've ever sat down to play music with somebody that's kind of a stranger, you don't know them that well, and they get weird. So all of that can be moved out of the way if there's this communication and this clear path of how to get good at the instrument. So I'm not reinventing the wheel, but I'm certainly addressing the fact that there's too much information. Most guitar players are sitting alone in their room and they're working on something, not really knowing if it's there or getting better. And then they maybe just move on to the next thing. So they're not spending enough time on whatever they're learning to really master it and internalize it. Then they go to play live or they go to play with another person and it just all falls apart. And it kind of usually turns into this loop inside their brain, validating one more thing that they can't do, one more way that they're not good enough. And I hate that. I mean, I know that there's a path and a way to train your guitar to where you can actually keep learn everything you want. So while I might not be a black belt in jiu-jitsu or any martial art, I would say I'm like a triple black belt, quadruple black belt in guitar. Yes, I have so much more to learn. Of course, I'm only 42. Man, I'm going to be so good at 62. I'm going to be so good. The point is, I've seen this path of actually learning things in the right order and in a way that's going to make the difference. It's just so sad when I see somebody, they go to perform, it's one of the first times they perform, and everybody's just waiting until the performance is over. Not because the person doesn't have the ability to do it, but because they haven't trained in this way where their rhythm is super solid and they've trained what they're doing so that when it starts to fall apart, they can recover. Instead of just this hey, it's lines and dots and I'm just memorizing where to put my fingers. There's this whole system and context where when you learn something, you can actually use that to play many, many more songs. I mean, when you learn really the system behind the tuning of the guitar and you start to learn music theory on the guitar the way it really applies, you start to discover that there's only 4 or 5 songs. And or maybe a mixture of these 4 or 5 songs. And once you have that down, you can play stuff you've never played before, which is what I want for my students. Because playing music with another human being is one of the most incredible experiences that you can have. Playing music for others and seeing them really take it on. Playing a song and seeing the people really moved by it. I mean, this is beyond playing guitar. You're actually making the world a better place. So that's what I'm doing with my channel and my courses, is creating a system where people know what to learn, where they know how good they really are, where they know how to play with other people, how to communicate with other musicians, and how to train themselves or teach themselves really to perform effortlessly and really enjoy it. I mean, it's really hard to see people, out there performing and just fall flat on their face. Music lifts people up. So in that regard, we're on this planet and it feels like we're alone all the time. But when you play music, you bring people together, and that is incredible. So I use the belt system from jiu-jitsu to make a graded approach to mastering the guitar. Of course, once you get your black belt in guitar, there will always be something to learn. But there's a way to train yourself to where your performance is effortless and you master this instrument effortlessly. I just really want people to have that confidence and excitement about playing. Most people get, all in their head and they don't know what to learn. There's nothing wrong with just sitting at home and learning one lick that sounds flashy you can show off to your friends. That's cool. My students, or the people that I'm speaking to, really want a foundation to where they can really enjoy their playing and really have an experience performing with other people. But of course, if you just love something, you want to play, you need that drive too. And my courses are basically designed to be like, hey, look, if you learn these things, this is the next level. You're going to be able to learn this easier. And then once you learn these things, all these other styles are going to open up to you. And then once you learn this thing, you're going to be able to teach other people, and you're going to be able to pick things up on the fly and play songs you've never even heard before. I really love to see people fulfill on their dreams, and that's why I'm doing this channel. That's why I'm doing my courses. If this sounds like something you want to check out, definitely check it out. blackbeltmusician.com. And if you're watching this video in the future and I actually have achieved my jiu-jitsu black belt, that'll be a proud moment too. But I'm not looking at that. What I'm looking at is making more great guitar players.